Nick Novello.
Good morning. My name is Nick Novello. I'm a working Dallas police officer. You know, it's been said that the first requisite to a free and open society is order. People like myself are here to maintain that order. But I'm here to tell you, you no longer have a viable policing function in Dallas, Texas. Last Wednesday, when I cleared the 7 o'clock detail that morning, myself and my colleague were the only element available for calls in all of central Dallas. That is extremely imperiling, very, very difficult to negotiate when you know that you have no help coming should you need help. We've been deliberately denuded as a department, police and fire. But let me speak briefly to a dynamic that is occurring that's most troubling. Now we have the internal threat of being threatened with sanctions if we don't perform quicker and faster and more. We all know that every study ever done on stress and policing create or establish an inverse relationship between the two. And so we go to work now and we're told you got to get with it. Let me tell you how bad it's become. When you have a dispatcher that places a priority call in someone's box just to clear the board, that's absolutely disingenuous. It's a subterfuge. It imperils the public. It certainly imperils me and my colleagues. I retire in a few weeks. I've got everything set up to be comfortable, but I'm watching my colleagues carry stress that's going to be life-defining. If we have an incident here in Dallas, Texas, much like we just had in Virginia, we will not field a viable police response to that incident. You might be hearing a lot of stuff out of PIO, but you know, let me say this to you. I've said plenty, and I ought to be subject to sanctions if what I've said is not true. And the same ought to be had for those people downtown at a PIO who tell you everything is copacetic when it's not. I see the priority 2 calls held for 2 hours and 3 hours. I read the comments about the guy shot in the shoulder. No police response. I don't know what this assemblage is hearing, but I submit to you, I came here today to speak, and I have no expectations that anything will change, but I'll say this to you, and having heard the few words I offer, they give you an understanding that now leads to a culpability that comes with not having acted. Personally, if my pay were doubled, I wouldn't stay here now. I'm very glad. I'm almost Medicare eligible, so I'm glad I'm leaving this place. I don't have any rancor or hatred for anyone here, but I submit to you, please start identifying the problems and speak to them so we can speak to some viable solutions. We're not having those conversations. Thank you for your time.